It was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like
forward.
a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's
My
nice.
name is Ayaka. I am from Tanakulu High School. I live in Philippi and I'm doing grade 12.
My name is Desista. I stay in Kukuletu. I'm in grade 10 and I'm 18 years old.
My name is Kanda Nabula. I live at Langa Township, where high teenage pregnancy is located. And I think that's a topic we'll be covering today, and I'm also 18 years old.
My name is Kangalani. I live in Kukuletu. I'm in grade 11. I'm 18 years old.
My name is Theo. I live at Langa. I'm doing grade 12. I'm 18 years old.
My name is Melissa. I'm in grade 11. I'm 18 years old. I live in Kukuletu.
Testing is one of the most boring conversations for teenagers. Because most probably, number one, teenagers have a lot of sex, right? They do have sex a lot. Now they don't have protected sex. They have careless sex, right? So they know the consequences of having unsafe sex, right? So testing is one of the ways of knowing your status, right? Whether you are in the brink of having one of the consequences of having unprotected sex. Now, if you bring that kind of topic along, you probably boring the person you are talking to, because maybe that person is afraid of knowing their status. You see, but once you bring the subject of testing, you're now increasing the fears of that person. Now the person loses interest on the topic, or they want to change it or something. You see.
They actually say that when it comes to, say, a couple, right, we're dating and then we are about to get into being sexually active, you never find that the conversation of going for testing for these diseases is never something they talk about. We never bring up okay, so we are thinking of us doing this, so can't you go to the clinic and just test? That never really happens.
And that's not they're not afraid. They're not only afraid of finding out, no, you have HIV, no, you have STIs. They also are really afraid of finding out they have diabetes, they have cancer, they have. When you go to the clinic, they're not going to only test you for HIV just because you came to test for it. Of course, since you're a youth and you're still a teen, they're going to test you for everything that's there to test about, and then that really scares other people. I don't think that couples do talk about testing and doing something. And sometimes, if let's say this couple goes and then tests for HIV, and then one partner finds that they have HIV, the other partner is thinking okay, cool, he has HIV. What am I gonna do with HIV? You see, and then sometimes see that they are afraid of being judged. About, okay, cool, we have HIV, so we don't want to talk to you. They are going to infect us, since they say that HIV can be spread.
And testing, the majority, if I have a conversation with I've had a conversation with a lot of people, girls' side and boys' side. I see that the majority of people who don't go to test, or guys. As guys, we don't like it. We don't want to go and test. We don't care about our status. The reason that we hate testing is that we think that the moment you found that you are positive,
it's just going to run away from you.
It's end of your life. You'll not get sex and you'll not enjoy sex. It's
because you're always thinking about that status.
You are useless. You're always thinking about that status, and you are just useless person. So that's why.
Even on television, the way
testing.
Even on television, the way the advertising, the way people should get tested, it's every time you look on the television, a person who's going for testing when it's advertising, it's an older person, right?
Yeah, and they always tell you are so right.
So and they most probably like use those people like in that way they like installing the mentality that it's only old people who should get tested and stuff. But the most people who have to get like tested it's young people, you see, and also have to be thought of like the responsibilities that they carry out when they want to have sex. Because like if you see having like being high from drugs, it's fun as much as it's fun to have sex, right? But if I would tell you that Kangelani that smoke drugs, you're like, but you mad, I don't want to get addicted and stuff, because like your mind is aware of like the consequences of like using drugs. But once you talk about sex, you're like, okay, let's do sex. Nigga, how many times have you had sex? This. But like if I would, how many times have you smoked tick? Like what the hell? Tick? No. You see? So like if we would change the mentality, not saying that sex it's a negative thing, but sex it's an action with a lot of responsibilities. Now mentality will start changing because it's more like we know like the right of practicing our actions, but not knowing the right of practicing our responsibilities. You see. So like if we would like change the way we talk about sex, because if I would talk about him and sex, I'll tell them sex is fun, but I will never tell him that sex is a lot of responsibility. Yeah.
And on the point of what the older guy is testing me, it's always exposed to older people going for tests. I actually think that there's a lot being done for that, because you actually find that there are those I'd say they've sort of vans, like caravans, they're that big, and there you always find that they're testing, and that is for younger people. So if we get exposed to like programs like that, because let me just say about me, every time I see that van, I actually think, oh my gosh, is it that the statistics say that my area has a lot of people with HIV, or is something happening? So I don't know, man. It's a mindset, but they are doing something about that. There are a lot of programs being introduced to just balance that.
And towards testing, it's like if I go to the clinic, and then I know when I get to the clinic, they'll never send me to a male nurse. They're actually gonna send me to a female nurse because I'm a girl. And when I get there, they're gonna ask me what I want. It's like, okay, I'm here to test for something, and they're gonna be like, oh, you like to have sex? Come, let me test you. When are you like to have? They don't even know me, but they're already gonna be judgmental. And then it's not gonna end there. They're gonna go to the other nurse. Oh, that girl over there, she loves to have sex. And she came to test her.
You see, when you're going for testing, first of all, when I walk in the room and I find a lady who I assume is like my mother's age, I'll tell my dad. I bet you, because you know having like you think like once you walk inside and you find damn no, she's more like my mother. I never was sorry about my language, but when you walk in the room and you find like an old person ready to test you, you will feel that thing that okay.
Yeah,
This is serious. This is serious. And like once you've been on that uncomfortable seat, you'll never want to go back to it. And in that way, you'll never tell your friend that going for a test is fun. Never. So like, if like testing would like be in a more lenient way, it will be like from a more accessible way, not having to go for a clinic for test. It will be much better. For instance, if you go for a chemist, let's say. Our government designed testing detectors whereby you can go buy it in the chemist. They tell you, they explain you how to use it. Then you test yourself. Then you know that you are positive. Then and that's like let's say on the same detector there are like numbers of counseling and stuff because.
And you can just contact them.
Yeah, because if it's gonna be an effort of going to a clinic for testing, then
another reason why people don't like to go for tests, because I might live here and then the clinic's like three houses away. I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna want to test, and then I find out the person who's testing me is like my mother's friends, and I turn out positive. My mother doesn't know I'm having sex yet, but it's a positive. And then the first thing she's gonna say, I didn't even leave the room yet. It's like she went out of the room. She goes, yeah, your daughter is here, she's HIV positive. Did you know she's having sex now?
And sometimes you also
You-
find
you-
out
The communities we live in.
right. Sometimes you also find that you didn't have sex, you were born with HIV, and then they're like judging you for something you didn't do.
Yeah.
So something like that. Because now you're not gonna want to go to the clinic because you know, oh, I'm gonna meet my mother's friend. They're just gonna tell my mother everything I'm doing. So what's the use of even going?
Another thing, like we normally like most of the time we like, for instance, in townships, people go for their tests in a public clinic, right?
Yeah.
Public clinic are always open from Monday to Friday, right? And most of the students, most of the teenagers, they are at school during those days. So if you wanna go for testing, most probably you have to miss school then go for testing. You see, so it's more like because like let's say if Kailani advised me to go for test, I would keep on postponing the date because I don't have like a time of going to the clinic and actually go to for test. Because you can't go on Saturday because there's only day hospitals that are open on Saturday and they're always packed. So if you like give yourself to, like there will be like a management time of going, like for instance, having like regular containers coming at school for testing the students and make it as if it's a cool thing to go for test, not having those like super professional talks about like testing. Yes, it is a sensitive issue, but it shouldn't be so professional in the sense that you like in a way you chasing me away from doing it, because like make it sound as if it's serious. So it's another story.
We have a clinic here at school. It only comes on those dates. But even when they're here, they're not here to test or give you medication or anything. The only thing they're here for is family planning. And even when you go to the doctor, to any doctor, and you're a female and you say you have stomach cramp, the first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna test you if you're pregnant or not. They're not gonna ask you, did you eat something wrong? Did you eat something you're allergic? No, the first thing they're gonna do is test you if you're pregnant or not. And then most females don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that because now you're gonna give me that. Maybe I am, but I didn't. No, you can't be. And then you're gonna give me all those mind thoughts.
You'll never go back there. You never want to go back because actually they're chasing us away. So I really think that when it comes to like the peer group coming to us, having a casual conversation about this, just be like, hey, Luana, must test it. It's something cool. We must do it on a regular basis. Let it be a religion of some sort that we test. We monitor each other's whatever levels of whatever.
Or you can even ask, maybe you, as one of the older people from the clinic, you can ask the clinic, write a letter to the clinic, if you can have one person coming to our school with someone else and they can test people, and then it's going to be easier that way. But the clinic would never think of something like that because all they want to do is for you to go there. And when you do go there, like it's open. And then when you walk to the clinic, and then your HR is like saying,
she's so young.
Oh, now
She's
Exactly.
doing all those stuff.
My dream is to live in a better South Africa. My dream is to be a better person and to actually help with the growth of my country.
My dream is to be where there will be a safe space for everyone to be comfortable with their bodies and
My dream is to live in a dignified South Africa, where like everyone knows their values, abilities, and their responsibilities as well as their duty.
my dream is to change South Africa into a better place.
My dream is to live in better South Africa, and South Africa, South Africa can be united.
My dream is to use my knowledge to help other people know what I know and to like promote good things in South Africa.